There's somewhere to be every night of the week. Seems God ain't close as he used to be. And there's more tequila in this old town than pines in Tennessee. I ain't the man I thought I'd be.
Hello everyone, welcome out on another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth, I'm joined by my mate Phil, and we're in Ilkeston in Derbyshire. We're here to find the remains of a Grade 2 listed Victorian brickworks. The Oakwell Brickworks were built in 1874 and they were closed in 1966. Now most people don't know that these remains exist. Derby Road is just behind us. That's the busy road between the city of Derby and the town of Ilkeston. And if you just come south of there, you'll see in the wooded area, there's a bit of a weird structure. That is the Hoffman Kiln of these particular brickworks. Now that was built in 1913 and it's one of only 6, I believe, Phil, that survive in the entirety of the UK. So we're going to have a bit of a scramble down through the woods and see what kind of shape it's in. So just up there you've got Derby Road, as I said in the introduction. Now this here was a bridge. Now it's all been infilled now, but this down here was known as the Derby Road sidings. That was the Great Northern Railway, wasn't it, Phil?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Coming off the Frygate line to go down to Stanton.
Down to Stanton Ironworks. Now on the other side of that, just over what is now basically an industrial estate, was the colliery, because there was actually an Oakwell colliery here first. So this land was leased in 1872 by the Oakwell Colliery Company. It wasn't a brickworks at that point. So they built the colliery just over there. There's a couple of football pitches there now. Now that only lasted until around about 1910. And at that point, they focused all the attention on the brickworks. And just 3 years later, they built this Hoffman Kiln. That's what we're gonna come and find. Now, if you have a look at this map from around about 1914, you can see that the colliery, it's known as Ilkeston Colliery on this map, is already disused. That was long gone. So we're not far away from the kiln now. Behind us, through there, through those bushes, that's where you've got those Derby Road sidings of the Great Northern Railway. Now I'm pretty sure it's just through there. Now the other side of this Hoffman Kiln, because the brickworks were pretty big, I mean it was all here as well, it's not just the kiln, it just seems to be the kiln that survived. But on the other side of that, the Midland Railway came in, and then beyond that you had the Nutbrook Canal, so it was pretty well served. And Phil's kind of got a bit of a bee in his bonnet about finding this platform in the Midland Railway.
But it's not buzzing at the moment because I'm afraid it could be lost. But you know, there's a platform also saved it, and I'm hoping that might be it. But you know, it's like at these places, let you down every time.
Right, here we go then. So there's some structures up there. No, there are some structures up there. Okay, so there's more surviving of the brickworks up there, Phil.
More than just an actual kiln.
Yeah, let's have a look up here first. We'll use the kiln can be the big ending. So all this was part of the brickworks. So we're bound to find some kind of bricks lying around and stuff like that. Oh mate, look, there's loads going off there, Phil. Look. Yeah, so we've got some foundations there as well. Yeah, no, there were some big chimneys. Good point. Now where they were is anyone's guess. So let's keep stomping about. Let's have a look what we got here. Does this look like a base of a chimney to you, Phil?
I'd say, mate. No bricks involved, is there really?
Here we go. So that's a concrete roof that's just collapsed in on itself.
That could be anything, couldn't it? Could be absolutely anything.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we know. Oh God, I'm tripping over bricks. I think I'd be wary of bricks in a brickworks. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of them lying around actually, but you know, there would be, wouldn't there? So this brickworks was producing at its height around about 3 million bricks a year, which sounds like a hell of a lot, but then when you think about it, it's kind of, you know, half of the amount of bricks that you find in some of these viaducts that we come looking at. So it's actually not that many when you think about that. it's a pretty vast site. Look, it comes all the way over here as well. Now, over the hill there, you've got a few kind of clay pits, which is obviously where they're getting the clay to make the bricks. I don't think the clay was particularly good quality, which was why in 1966 this brickworks was closed, December 1966. Reason being a lack of demand, basically. So I don't know if that was because there basically wasn't a demand for bricks, period, or there just wasn't a demand for their bricks. You're trying to see if it says Ilkeston on it, Phil.
Yeah, I'm not a brick collector, but I'm just thinking if these buildings were built before the brickworks, they won't have the Ilkeston logo on them, will they?
No, fair point.
If they were added after, surely they'd use their own bricks. And that's why I'm just having a quick look. But
I think so.
They're not brilliant condition as regards any stamps anyway.
If the Midland had a platform, that would be on the other side. Here we go, Phil. So this would make sense because the Midland Railway is down there and it's coming up.
Right.
So this
I've got my bearings. You're right. Yeah, it is. This is the loading platform that went on, because it came up right alongside it and it just kept going, this platform did, because in all pictures you can see stacks of bricks all piled up ready to be shipped onto a couple of trucks, and it goes much further than the duration of this kiln. So yeah, I reckon we're stood on it now, look.
Yeah, to be fair, that does look more like a platform, doesn't it? Because it's got the bigger stones on the top. So there you go. There's your platform then, for your railway that came in here and then went off that way and joined the Midland Railway, Stanton and Shipley branch, I think, if I've got that right. All these lines connected different brickworks and collieries in the Ilkeston area. Yeah, it does go on quite a bit. I can hear the rain now on top of the trees. I'm not gutted that we're in tree coverage, to be honest.
Yeah, there is a picture, isn't there, from taking off the Great Northern Stanton branch, stood on top looking this way at that kiln, at this platform with a truck there and all the bricks at the side. So we're definitely in the right
We're in
place,
the right ballpark, right. So this kiln basically was developed by a guy called Frederick Hoffman, which is why it's called the Hoffman Kiln. And what it was a way to basically continuously heat the bricks. So rather than simply having one kiln where you kind of move the bricks in, you'd cook them, for want of a better phrase, and then you take them out when they were done. With this, there's loads of separate rooms that basically carry around in that sort of circular shape. So you put the bricks in the fire room, which is where the main heat was, but all the other heat would escape through into different rooms, and so it would preheat bricks and stuff like that. So it was basically a way to continuously work without having to light and put out separate fires. So here we go inside this Hoffman Kiln. Wow. This is amazing. Wow, look how the floor's all fallen out there.
So was product in this bit then? This was the heated bit then? Because I'm not really sure how these kilns work.
I'm pretty sure they were kind of separate rooms, and so the heat would flow in between them. And so, you know, if you were closer to the flames, obviously that was the proper, you know, brick making room. And then, I mean, it's airy, isn't it?
So there was working...
This was on Rightmove.
Something happening, and then there was a lower area, I guess, where all the bricks were being baked, yeah?
Yeah, baked, that's the thing. I said cooked.
They're going to chuck some vinegar on it as well. Look at this, get old.
Oh, it's
So
unbelievable.
that's a continuation where it's collapsed, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really, it's a circle, isn't it?
It is, it carries on, yeah. So that the air, the hot air is meant to flow from one room to the next. A lot of people come drinking down here, don't they?
Yeah, it is. Basically, it's like a go-kart course. Yeah, that's a good use for it.
That's
Go-kart course, restore it. Hey, listen, councils and developers, let's get it all rigged up, looking nice, clear all the overgrown. Go-kart course, quids in.
Mario Kart.
Brilliant chicane.
Look at this. This is awesome. What an amazing building. Wow. It's like, it looks like a tramway tunnel at that point, doesn't it? Yeah.
Wide.
A wide tramway tunnel.
Yeah, or dual track maybe.
One interesting thing about this is, like I said, it closed in 1966 because of a lack of demand, but it shut down as well during the Second World War. Now you'd think in the Second World War you'd have a huge demand for bricks, because obviously, do you know what I mean, the Luftwaffe were bombing cities of Britain and they need rebuilding. But actually, because this kiln was so bright when it was working, because all the fire and stuff, it was so bright that basically it would be a target for the German bombers. So actually, during a time when they should have been making a shed load of money, they actually had to shut this place down. It's grade 2 listed. It's been listed since about 1986, but I mean, oh wow, what's going on here?
So these kind of, I've noticed these at Ambergate. When you go to Ambergate into the kilns there at Bull Bridge, they've got this kind of side at it with, it must be ventilation reasons, I would imagine.
Must be. Because without air, you've got no fire, have you?
There's not a real going off there, but I don't know if it goes upwards there, I don't know.
Wow, what an incredible structure. Just come up now onto the top section. I mean, it's all been done with graffiti, as a lot of these places have, obviously. People come in and have a few bevies, start a fire and, you know, whatever.
So the bricks would have either gone out or up to a sorting area. I don't know anything about brickworks at all, but something had to happen to these bricks. So if it's going out, there's got to be some kind of cargo doorways, yeah?
Yeah.
And if it were coming out of here, maybe they had to cool them off, I don't know. No sign of a crane, is there? No sign of any winch, so it's quite mysterious what happened in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they had to get them out onto the truck, so they had to get out there somehow, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, there's these sort of side entrances, exits, and that's where the platform is, just the other side of that wall. So I'm guessing it would have gone out there. It's just,
How?
Yeah, how? Because bricks, well, millions of them, are heavy.
This is more sturdy than you think. Looking at imagery of this, I didn't realise it was as sturdy as this. I mean, okay, it's double brick, but it's solid, isn't it?
Solid, yeah.
Pretty solid. This roof gives it a bit of a flimsy appearance, doesn't it? Because the roof's all sort of gone, hasn't it?
Oh wow, look as well. That's an old lamppost.
I was
Yeah.
just looking at it, I never even bothered to look up.
Yeah, so that would have been on the platform, basically. The platform was literally just there.
True.
So that's the Hoffman Kiln of Oakwell Brickworks in Ilkeston. What we're going to do, if I don't fall over, is go back out next to that platform and kind of follow it down towards where it joined the Midland Railway and see if we can find any remains at all. Hang on, Phil, what's this? I've only just spotted this. As we come out the end of the kiln, there's another... That's another old building.
Yeah, well that's an arch and it's underground, so that's another
Yeah.
kilnish type, that's the word to say.
Kilnish?
Kilnish type thing.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, that looks like a railway tunnel, doesn't it? The way that is.
A little bit.
Yeah. And there's a wall up there as well. So this would have been another structure here. Right. So there's the Hoffman Kiln. So let me try and get my bearings. Right, okay. So that would be there.
Nah, just a minute.
There's things going on here as well, look.
Yeah.
Little, I think that is probably a kiln, to be fair.
I think you're right, yeah. But from the front, you never...
No, it's hard to tell, yeah. We're back next to that Midland platform now. Just to the left side of that big Hoffman Kiln. And we're just going to follow it down. I don't know what we're going to find at this point. You don't either, do you, Phil? It's just basically a case of, let's have a look.
Well, you get definitely excited when you see photographs of it in operational stage, because there's chimneys, outbuildings, stacks of bricks, people walking around. Well, it's a far cry from what we've got in front of us now, that's for sure.
Far cry. Platform's still going. There it is. That's the point we were when Phil first discovered it. So you've got the kiln through there. You can just see as well, there's that light, that lamp post that we saw when we were inside the kiln. So we just follow it down. See, those buildings we saw when we first got here, they make sense now to you, do they?
They do now, I've got the bearings, because looking down this way, on top of the platforms, it eventually sort of soldered away, oh, is that the right word? Soldiered away from the kiln.
It can be.
It can be on this one, and everything. There's a lot of buildings on the right hand side, and they'd have been all them dismantled kind of shelters that we were walking on earlier. They're still there, just collapsed, but the chimneys, shame there's not one of them there, isn't it?
Oh mate, that would be amazing. Right, we'll keep looking though, because it was quite a big site. The only problem I found is photos. So there's a couple of photos that I've managed to find. One is the one that Phil's referring to, where you can see the wagons. Not sure when that's taken. 1930s, I think, from a bit of an educated guess. And then there's one from 1965, so a year before closure, where it's looking kind of quite like it's seen better days. Apart from that, it's a real battle to find photos of this place. I mean, what's these? These are concrete piping that's underneath. It's pretty old. That also looks like ballast. You can tell that some people here have just churned everything up and they've probably brought some ballast with it.
Well, you'd have thought the chimneys would have been blown up, wouldn't you? So you've probably tidied them all up, all the brickwork.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, there are some red bricks lying around, but unbelievable, really. If you look at this now, like Phil said, a far cry from what it would have been. So some ironwork there, some more bricks, but a lot more. So there would definitely have been structures here. And as I come up, so I'm coming up towards Derby Road now, which is up there. Now this whole area, as you can see from the lay of the land, these were the clay pits and the sand pits that they were using, obviously, to make these bricks. So this is another, you know, relatively decent sized structure that would have been here. I mean, let me just come up here. Yeah, I mean, that whole area there would have been a structure. Through there is the Hoffman Kiln, so this may well have been attached to that. There we go, that's us. Nice one, Phil.
Yeah.
That's the Oakwell Brickworks, just on the outskirts of Ilkeston, as I say, closed in 1966, and there's plenty of remains to be found. As always, thank you so much for watching, clicking, subscribing, commenting. Really do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see ya.
See you, Phil.